Okay, let's go. So far of this is trying to get the top. So as you can see, that's like that. So if I can at least get the back part like nice and clean, I can just go all out on that. So I'm not trying to go for any like fade or anything. I'm just trying to go for just a simple undercut on a number 3. Good luck. What I'm trying to do right now is use this little like thing as a guard. I have no idea what it looks like. What's up, guys? So as mentioned in my don't be bored / update video, I talked about how I really like to write journals, and ideally I like to write these journals in the morning before starting the day. But because of work placement, unfortunately it's been a little difficult for me to keep up with this habit, but I still get to catch up on my journals on the weekly basis. So mainly on like my days off and during the weekends. Besides, I can confidently say that I've been writing journals for like a year and a bit on a almost daily basis. So I can confidently say that I have a good idea of what I'm talking about writing journals, how it's affected me, and how I believe it could help you guys with your day-to-day lifestyles. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. So originally, I bought one of these little A5 booklets from Kmart as a bit of like a small impulse buy after getting paid. Whoa. But to be honest, it wasn't I wouldn't say it was that much of an impulse, because I did have the intentions of using it as a little tool to help me write songs, either for the band or for myself as another creative outlet. Eventually I would end up using this kind of book for like brainstorms. So I would like brainstorm, or like I would brainstorm with it, or like just doodle like simple notes. But then a good friend of mine helped me get into reading. Actually no. So as I started getting into reading, a good friend of mine was very kind enough to lend me a book. It was a self-improvement book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and it's a really interesting book. Anyway, I originally started using this to start taking notes. So every time I would like finish a chapter or finish a reading sesh, I would just doodle like what I learned on reading that certain chapter at the time. And then eventually I started talking about my own life, or just like pretty much how my day went. So I think it probably happened with. So I think how it turned out was I didn't feel like reading the book, or I probably forgot to bring the book at that one time. So instead, I just journaled on like about me, or how my day was, or the day before, or literally any thoughts that were there in the moment at that time. So that would end up becoming the daily journal, or the almost daily journal on what I know it to be today. The therapeutic part of writing journals for me personally is that I noticed when I would write stuff down like on the pages, especially when something's on my mind, even to the point where it would like be bothering me, the simple act of writing it down, it would be like the first step for me to help solve the problem. Either like solving it in my head if I'm like contemplating about anything, or solving it in real life cases. So if something happened, me like venting it out to the pages is like a nice way to get my thoughts all out there, organized. 100%. Writing these journals it's not going to solve the problem, and it's definitely not going to make the problem go away. It plays a significant role into organizing and understanding one's own thoughts. Whenever there was a problem I had to tackle, it would go on like this. And me like having it here, I can think about it more rationally, think about it more clearly. That's another thing. Ever since I started like writing like journals, I would like have less of a need to vent out to my mates, and like making them like a emotional punching bag. And I'm not saying like I don't tell them whatever is in my mind. I would tell them, but it wouldn't be like a venting kind of thing. I don't like venting. I feel like I could do that somewhere else. Like if I'm with my mates, I just want to have a good time. I want to banter. I want to like, I just want to laugh and just spend good quality time with them. There's only so much people can take, and it's just gonna get to the point. It's like, what is it? What's the next problem? What's on your mind now? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do that. I think like, if you have people that you can trust and reach out to, I think it's good that you're open. And I'm not saying I don't do that. Ever since like writing things here, I've noticed I've had less of a need to do that. Not using that as an opportunity to just like turn them into like an emotional punching bag. And besides, I feel like this one's, a little bit more durable, you know what I'm saying? In all seriousness, like I really find this a really good tool into like just letting things out, and it's done in like a productive way. It's done in a non-toxic way, and it's really good. Right, so if you ended up watching my little update vlog like I think a week or two ago, I mentioned how these journals are also not just they're not just a mental benefit for me, but also a spiritual benefit for me. So this is just me personally, but I'd write these journals in like instead of like a dear diary, it's like a dear God kind of thing. So they end up becoming like prayer journals. So for me personally, it's just me using one of these things is a nice little way to not just write journals, but also for me to say a prayer. And I kind of like fuse those two things together, if you know what I mean. I can definitely say this is true, but you're gonna have something really, really nice to look back at. So I remember sometime around the new year, like last year, I pulled out all of my journals. This right here is volume 1. This right here, volume 2. Volume 3. And then volume 3.9 to 4. I'll be so serious, like at the time at around when New Year's Eve started happening, leading up to 2020, I went through all of these, and man, it's definitely like a trip to memory lane. I'm telling you, like, it's crazy, like seeing all your thoughts from the past, or how you felt on certain things at the past, or simply like what was going on, or pretty much who I was at that specific moment. It's all written here, and I think that's like 100% one of the best things. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, some of it was like super cringe, but the coolest thing is you slowly see how you change over the past. Yeah? Okay. Ma, it's in 5 minutes. So I guess to conclude this little like segment of today's vlog, I would definitely say, if you've never journaled before, definitely give it a try. It's not going to change your life dramatically. It's not going to be like a nice little switch that you can switch on and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm like self-improvement times 100. You know, it's not going to do that. It's not going to make any dramatic changes. But what I will say is that I can definitely guarantee it'll be a really good tool into setting yourself up for the day. And then from there, you can tackle from whatever is to come. Alright, I think we're gonna conclude it here. I'll show you everything that I've done on my own. So on my own, this is what it got up to. Don't know what it looks like from the back.
Mag-exercise po ako. Toy.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like at the back. I have some backup now, so yeah. But I'll pretty much call it quits. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.